Hey guys, welcome back to Caveman Mining. I hope everyone is doing well and having a great day and staying healthy. On today's video, we are doing part 2 of the GPU hanging rack. We currently have 2 cards on here, the light hash rate 3060 RTX and the 6600 AMD RX 6600 XT Mech MSI. And the plan is to take this mini test bench that we have back here in the corner that has 2 RTX 4000 Quadro cards on it, and take those 2 cards, pop them off. We've got the rest of our GPU clips here, and the plan is to get them mounted up and hanging. Okay, so the logistics of us doing this is going to require a few things because this current PSU only has 1 more slot available for PCIe power. So the plan is going to be conjoining these 2. It's the Corsair 850 watt, and it's got a whole bunch of PCIe power slots. And the way that we're going to accomplish that is conjoining the 2 PSUs with this 24-pin adapter. So the plan will be also making a little bit more room here if we can. So I think we may move the motherboard up and over a little bit to see if we can kind of squeeze the 2 PSUs on the bottom. That would be ideal. And then having them conjoined. So it's going to probably be a little bit of a mess with the wires and cables down here, but we'll try to get it as neat as we can. That's the first approach, because I really want to avoid putting the PSU on the second shelf, because I want to maximize the open space that we have up top for more GPUs if we can. Okay, so to allow us a little bit of working space, this test bench is nice, but it's hard to kind of get your hands in and around. So we're going to shut this rig off in HIVEOS, and we're going to pop everything, disconnect everything, pop it over, and bring it over to the little lifetime table that I have here so we can get some space to work on it. Okay, so we are in HIVEOS, and we're going to just simply stop the miner on this rig, and we're going to set a power action of a complete shutdown. So let's go ahead and shut down. Alright guys, so we've got the test bench off as well. We've got the 2 cards, RTX cards. They're still pretty toasty. So the test bench is free of the GPUs. We can now use this for testing of other cards and have it available for testing in Windows. It's been a struggle for us, so awesome. Alright guys, what do you think? I have the PSU, ATX PSU mounted vertically here. So it's kind of tied in with the zip tie, and I put the little mounts on the bottom on all 4 sides, and the plan will be to do the same thing with this PSU here, kind of next to it, and see if we can get it angled in there. Alright, so we got 2 PSUs kind of mounted up here. I will cut these zip ties in just a bit, but pretty snug in there, pretty uniform. Just worried about the 2 fans kind of in the same direction. I could probably flip one over, but we'll see how this goes. I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. We're going to get the connector up to the 24-pin adapter to connect into the motherboard, and then we'll start to piece everything else together. Alright guys, so we have the 24-pin, 2 24-pin adapters here. So you've got the end that connects in to 2 ends that connect into the existing 24-pin, and then the other end, the male end, that goes into the motherboard. Actually, that snapped in fairly easy. Okay, so you've got the two ends connected up in there, and let's get the male end will come around. Okay, so I'm probably going to zip tie these up top, some form of fashion. I'll just zip tie them together to hold them in place. And we've got the male end here going into the motherboard. And let's just make sure it's nice and firm. We will find out when we power it up. Take a look at that, guys. We've got the 4 cards up there. We've got the risers plugged into the motherboard now. Got the 2 PSUs. Going to need to get some PCIe power cables. Okay, so we got the 1 PCIe cable running to power the risers. That actually worked out quite nicely there. I just needed 1 cable strand, and it's not too long, and it gives enough space down below. All right, guys, how we looking here? Things look a little bit scrunched with the PCIe power cables, but not too bad. Just nice and neat up in this area. But yeah, everything else looks pretty good. All right, guys, moment of truth here. So we got power lights on the motherboard. Once we plugged everything in, let's go ahead and hit the power button. Fan spinning on the 2 bottom GPUs, motherboard, CPU fan going, PSU fans going, and the 2 RTX 4000 cards going. Guys, so you can see here we've got the test rig in HIVEOS, and according to everything, 4 cards are loaded. All right, guys, so we have the 4 cards up and hashing. So I've got, interestingly enough, on these Quadro 4000 cards, 18.76 mega hash on Raven on 1, and 18.16, 125 watts and 124. So we'll play around with those clocks, because I actually haven't tried these cards on HIVEOS before. So after we get everything situated, we'll see what we can get out of those cards. Okay, well, that's a wrap for down in the garage. We will take the laptop upstairs. We'll go into it and try to refine those hash rates in just a second so you guys can see what's going on. But I hope you enjoyed looking at the build down in the garage here. Again, gonna keep adding more and more cards here. I'm super happy that we freed up the test bench, so I can either put this up in my studio and we can start, when we buy cards, be able to do more like official testing and maybe make this a little bit more pretty, put some RGB or whatever on there. But yeah, we'll figure that out. But yeah, cool, guys. We'll see you in just a sec. Okay, guys, we are back upstairs, and we let the machine kind of cycle a little bit here, and take a look at these numbers. This is, I'm like ecstatically floored right now. We changed our flight sheet to run T-Red Miner and T-Rex Miner for Raven, and we'll go into Hive Shell just to prove these numbers. But on this RTX 4000 card, we are pulling 18.58 mega hash at 124 watts. Like, crazy. Like, what? That's insane. This card is like excellent on Raven, totally unexpected. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen that before. Then we moved down to the 6600 XT, and I don't know if it was just us changing something with the flight sheet, but now we're pulling 17.20 mega hash at 68 watts. So before, I think we were only getting like 16 something at like, I think it was around 82 watts. So like, this is pretty awesome. I did change the clocks to 1600 on the core, 700 VDD, and 1130 on the MEM, with the fan at 55. So take a look at that, guys. Like, that's sweet. And then on the other 4000 card, we're pulling 18.02, and then on the 3060, 24.27, which I think if we played around with a little bit, we could squeeze a little bit more out of that 6600 XT card. So let's go ahead, and I think if we do Control AA, that switches us over to Team Red Miner. Okay, perfect. So 18.58, 18.02, 24.27, and Yeah, we're pulling shares here, pretty decent. And look at that, 402 watts, 151 on efficiency. Looks like power limit for those 124, 124, and 155. And so yeah, not too bad. 157, 146, 150 on efficiency. Let's tab back over to the other card again, and yeah, we get 67 watts over here. So guys, I am like pumped. This is working out quite nicely. 70, let's see, we're reporting a total of 78.08 mega hash for the 4 cards. So yeah, we'll run this, and it looks like the mega hash has actually gone up on the top 4,000 cards. So we'll see. We'll let things run overnight and see where things go. But with that being said, guys, I want to thank you all for joining me on this journey for the hanging mining rig build. This was quite a fun project. I look to add more cards as we can now expand out with those power supplies. But if you liked what you saw, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And with that said, guys, have a wonderful rest of the night, and we will see you on the next video. Take care.